सुभद्रास्वर सिंह की जय, श्री श्री राधा दामोदर की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। सब लोग खुशी से बोलिए ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। It's nice to be with all of you once again in Nirvana, in the search for Nirvana. At last we are at Nirvana. I hope all of you are here for Nirvana. Eh? Yeah, you are most intelligent. You are actually our teacher. Eh? Hey Krishna Tattvavedta, say Guru Hai. So today we'll discuss about Nirvana. Are you happy? What do you think? Just begin the class, yeah. Thank you. We will. Thank you for permission. We will start. Today we will discuss on very important verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. You all know Srimad Bhagavat Puran, spoken by Sri Sukadeva Goswami to King Parikshit 5,000 years back. The whole world was governed by India. That is King Parikshit, who was the emperor of entire world. and he was ruling from Hastinapur. The place is near Meerut. So that was the capital of the world. And King Parikshit was cursed by a Brahman boy, small boy. He felt insulted. He was a Brahmana, very powerful. Earlier, the children of Brahmanas are also very powerful. And they would curse somebody, it works always. So he cursed that in 7 days you are going to die. A snake bird will come and bite you. So the king, Parikshit, he left his kingdom. He handed over his empire to his son, Janmejay. And then he had 7 days left with him. You know? Because he knew that he has 7 days more, what he should do now. So he thought that let me go and sit at the bank of Ganges. That place is still there, named Sukratal. It's in the Meerut district near Muzaffarnagar. That tree is still there, 5,000 years. There where Sukdev, where Parikshit went, and then a great sage, Sukdev Goswami, who was the son of Vyasdev, he appeared there. And then he asked the question to Sukdev Goswami. And not only he, there many sages also arrived, because Parikshit was a very famous king. So Narad, Vyas, and many sages arrived to bid him farewell, because he had only 7 days left. So then Sukdev came, and Sukdevji was a sage beyond bodily concept. So he asked the question that if someone has only 7 days left in his life, so how he can utilize that 7 days in the best possible way? So then Sukdevji said that such a person should hear about Krishna. What he said? Hear about Krishna. And he should think about Krishna, he should worship on Krishna, the Supreme Lord. And then he explained him for 7 days and 7 nights continuously, non-stop, he spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, no break. Srimad Bhagavatam says, no food, no water, no break for 7 days and 7 nights. We cannot imagine what kind of powerful sage Sukdev was. When he would speak, people will forget their body. He was such powerful speaker. So Sukdevji was speaking Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha. About the Supreme Lord. Janmadhyasya yatanvayat itartasathe subhigyasvarat tene brahmahidaya adikavaye muhyanti yatsurya tejovari mridam jatha vinimaya trisargom risadhamna sve nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. So he explains that the Supreme Lord is Krishna. And Krishna is the source of everything. Everything comes from Krishna. That's what Sukdevji, even Vyasji also mentions this. That Janmadhyasya yatonvayat Whatever you see in the creation, maintenance and destruction, all three happens by the will of the Supreme Lord. And who is that? Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Lord Vasudeva. He is the ultimate source, ultimate truth, absolute truth. Satyam Param. Param Satya. That is Supreme Lord Krishna. And there are many incarnations of Krishna. It takes many incarnations, avatara. Then further is explained there are 24 incarnations, main incarnations in Srimad Bhagavatam. There are thousands of incarnations of the Lord. That also written. But 24 are most prominent, well known. And then at the end he says, Ete Chansa Kalapunsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. All these are incarnations, but Lord Krishna is the Lord himself. He is not incarnation. Avatar and avatari. Others are avatar, but Krishna is avatari, who is the source of all incarnations. He is the original primeval Lord. So further in that Srimad Bhagavatam is 12th canto, 18,000 verses are there. Out of those 18,000 verses, I will speak today on first one verse. That is 4th canto, chapter 31, text 14. It's a very, very important verse. And this verse has multiple meanings. If someone can understand this one verse, then he can actually bring peace and harmony in the world. The principle of, this explains that principle of unity in diversity. This verse is very, very powerful. It says, Yatha tarurmula nisechanena tripyanti tat skanda bhujopasakha pranopahara cha yathindriyanam tathaiva sarvarhanamachyuteja. Meaning, as pouring water on the root of a tree, and as pouring water on the root of a tree, energizes the trunk, branches, twigs, and everything else. And so if you pour water on the root, the water always, the energy is transferred to every part of the tree. You don't have to separately water every branch, every twig. Just water on the root. And then all energy will be supplied to all other parts of the tree. Similarly, another example he says in this verse, and as a supplying food to the stomach, enlivens the senses and limbs of all the limbs of the body. You don't have to separately put food in the hand, in the leg, in the head, everywhere. Just put here, and from here the system is created in such a way, automatically energy will be supplied to all the part of the body. That's how the things are created. If somebody doesn't know, then what he will say? If there is a plant, कोई पौधा है, वो पौधे का अगर पत्ता सूख रहा है तो पत्ते पे पानी डाल रहा है, जो पत्ता सूख रहा है उस पे पानी डाल रहा है ना. कोई जड़ पे पानी डाल रहा है तो तुम मूर्ख हो, तुम वहाँ क्यों पानी डाल रहे हो? जड़ तो सूख नहीं रहा है, सूख कौन रहा है? पत्ता. तो तुम जड़ पे पानी क्यों डाल रहे हो? तुम मूर्ख हो, तुमको वहाँ पानी डालना चाहिए. Because he doesn't know the science. He doesn't know the science behind how tree functions. उसी तरह से है ना, separately we cannot supply food to the different parts of the body. You have to put food in the stomach. So similarly, this verse says further, simply worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfies the demigods who are parts of that Supreme Personality. You don't have to separately worship the devatas, different devatas. Just worship Supreme Lord Krishna and automatically everything else will be satisfying. This is how system is created. There are 33 crore devatas to govern the whole creation. 33 crore. So many. Hmm? And just imagine, just to govern one country, India, how many officers are required? How many ministers? Central government has so many ministers, so many departments, so many officers, so many secretaries. Eh? And then each state has so many ministries, so many departments, so many officers. Just imagine how many officers just to run one country, and here to govern the whole universe. How much, how many officers are required? And those officers are called devatas. The administrators, governing administrators of the universe are called devatas, demigods. So you cannot worship everybody. You cannot pay tax to everyone. You cannot pay salary to every officer. You take my 5 rupees, you take 5. No, you just give pay tax to the central department, government department, and automatically salary goes from there to everybody. Why to separately pay to everybody? You got the point. This is the system created. But when the system becomes corrupt, then you have to separately pay. If you need to pay separately, means there is some corruption. There is some corruption in the system. Otherwise, it's not required. It's not required. Everybody is being paid. Everybody is taken care of. Just pay here and it will go to everybody. So in the purport explanation of this verse, it says, sometimes people ask why this Krishna consciousness movement simply advocates worship of Krishna, not demigods, not other devatas. The answer is within this verse. Answer is in this verse. It says, the example of pouring water on the root of a tree is very appropriate. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, this cosmic manifestation has expanded downward, and the root is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As the Lord confirms in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. I am the source of all spiritual and material world. Krishna is the root of everything. Therefore, rendering service to the Supreme Lord Krishna, Krishna Seva means automatically serving all the demigods. Sometimes it is argued that karma and jnana require a mixture of bhakti in order to be successfully executed. And sometimes it is argued that bhakti also requires karma and jnana for its successful termination. The fact is, however, that although karma and jnana cannot be successful without bhakti, bhakti does not require the help of karma and jnana. Actually, as described by the Srila Rupa Goswami, Anna Abhilasita Sunyam, Jnana Karma Denamritam. Pure devotional service should not be contaminated by the touch of karma and jnana. Modern society is involved in various types of philanthropic works. Modern society is involved in various types of philanthropic works, humanitarian works, and so on. But people do not know that these activities will never be successful. These activities will never be successful unless Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is brought into the center. Krishna has to be there. If Krishna is not there, humanitarian work is not going to work. It will not serve the purpose for which it is being done. One may ask, what harm there is in worshipping Krishna and the different parts of the body, the demigods, And the answer is also given in this verse. The point is that by supplying food to the stomach, the indriyas and senses are automatically satisfied. If one tries to feed his eyes, and if you put rice and dal in the eye, what will happen? Eyes will become spoiled, burning. No? So, it is neither necessary nor feasible to render separate service to the individual senses. The conclusion is that by serving Krishna, everything is complete. As confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hai. If one is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything is automatically accomplished. So this verse gives us the clue where to put our energy, how to put our energy. We must learn to satisfy the Supreme Lord, Krishna. If Krishna is happy, then only you can do anything. There is a process. Sometimes we do not accept out because of false ego. We have so much ego, good advice, very difficult to understand for us. That's why sometimes we have to be little humble and apply our mind to understand what is being told. Little humble. Let me try attentively and hear what is being told. Why it is being told. See, the logic behind it. If we were discussing about philanthropic work, humanitarian work, why it will not work? Why it will not? There is a science behind that. We should understand. And what is that science? If you don't bring God in the picture, doesn't matter how much you help people, it will not work. Because people are suffering not because of food, because of cloth, not because of house. People are suffering because of their karma. First of all, you have to understand this. And why they are suffering, why there is bad karma? Because the lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. So if you don't give them knowledge, then जैसा विचार वैसा व्यवहार वैसा संसार. You got the point? So first we have to, if you give food, it's just like you are feeding the milk to the serpent. If you feed milk to the serpent, what is going to happen? Serpent can bite you. So when we are doing humanitarian work, people may misuse your wealth. There is a chance if you don't give them spiritual knowledge. You give eyes to somebody, and then after he misuses that eye. He misuses that eye, creates some crime. Who will be responsible? So we should not only give eyes, but also vision. How to use the eye and how not to use the eye. Isn't it? If that education is not given, you simply giving eyes, you are simply giving blood, that blood will be misused. Actually, we are empowering them. You give AK-47 rifle to a monkey, what are you doing? You are empowering so that he can misuse that. Giving resources. We are not against humanitarian, but remember, only humanitarian is very, very dangerous, can be dangerous, if you don't give them education, proper education. I'm not talking about material education, I'm talking spiritual education. What is bad karma? What is good karma? That has you taught. what is bad, what is good, karma, bikarma, akarma. If that is not there, people, the moment they get money, sometimes we go on the footpath and people are begging, give some money. What do they do first thing? First thing, what they will do? They drink, they take drugs. So when you are giving them, what is happening? You are encouraging them. Although your intention is good. Hmm? Your intention is good. And with good intention, we are doing bad thing. With good intention. If we want really to transform, then first we should educate them properly. Make them responsible people. Hmm? Responsible to God. Hmm? Otherwise, they will also misuse whatever help we give them. God, first thing, the one of the greatest humanitarian person who did the welfare, highest welfare, who got Nobel Prize for that, was Mother Teresa. And the Mother Teresa was frustrated at the end after doing humanitarian. Why? Because how many people she could serve, more than that she was not able to serve. Because the number of suffering people are more than you can serve. Ultimately, you become frustrated. And those you can serve, they will be happy, but those you can't serve, they will abuse you. Why you are not giving me? You gave him, you are not giving me. The point is, and she was frustrated, and at the end, she was atheist. She ended up being atheist. Why? Because she was very angry that why God is making people poor. Why God is making such kind of suffering in the world. Why God can't remove all the suffering. That's what her statement was at the end. But the God is asking, why are you interfering between me and my children? I am punishing my children. Why you are coming between me and them? I know them, what they have done in the past. You don't know anything about them, and you come and start interfering. You know? So we should understand these things. If God is creating something, helping is not bad, but at the same time, we also take responsibility to educate them in Krishna consciousness, make them God conscious, make them responsible that God is watching you. Don't misuse again, don't do nonsense again. Otherwise, again next life you will not be happy. इस जीवन में तुम अंधे हो क्यों? Because of your past life you have misused your eyes. Laws of karma says if somebody misuses his eyes in this life, then one of the punishment will be given in the next life he will not have eye. That is the punishment. If you misuse your leg, next life you will not have a leg. If you misuse your wealth, next life you will not have wealth. It's so simple. So simple to understand. So therefore, laws of karma is there working. So we should educate people to become God-abiding children. They should serve God. We all are the children of God. Sometimes people say, the hands who serve are better than hands who pray. That's what they say. The hands who serves are better than the hands who pray. But for both things, whether you want to serve or you want to pray, you need hand. How will you get hand? Who gives you hand? First of all, you have to have the hand. And if you don't pray, you will not get hand also. So how will you get hand? Sometimes I want to give food to the people. But how will you get food? Will you create food in your laboratory? If there is no rain, how will you produce food? Yes or no? In Krishna it says in Bhagavad Gita, Annad bhavati bhutani parjanyo anna sambhavat yagyat bhavati parjanyo yagya karma samudbhava. You are distributing food, but where from the grains are coming? Grains are not coming from your laboratory. You can produce Microsoft chips in the laboratory, but not potato chips. And Microsoft chips also, the original material ingredient comes from nature, isn't it? You are just processing them. And that also, to process that also, you need brain. And that brain is not created by you. You are using this, somebody has created brain and given you, you are just using that. Pay tax to him. So how can you forget the person who is doing everything? So therefore, first duty of everyone is to become aware of existence of God and thank Him first and tell them, see, I am giving you because God has given you. I'm just the medium, nimitta matra. This food I am giving you, I'm not giving. Who is giving? Krishna is giving. This is called honesty, integrity, isn't it? If any person is honest, he will give credit to the original person who is doing. Yes or no? People get Nobel Prize. But to get that Nobel Prize, first they have to get the brain. So who created the brain? Who created brain? He should get Nobel Prize, na? Maybe mother. Mother should get, because the child is created by mother. Mother, when the fellow came out of the womb, then he had the brain. Yes or no? So it has come from mother. So goes to mother, isn't it? Why not to mother? Because mother also knows that. She doesn't know how brain was created. Mother also doesn't know. She is the medium. But how brain was created? Does mother know? She doesn't know. She has no idea. So who creates? That is the question. And Srimad Bhagavatam in scripture says God has created. A person who creates brain, he must have a brain. Isn't it? Otherwise, how he will create brain? So that is the Supreme Lord. That is He, the creator, original creator. And we must remember Him, we must thank Him, we must feel grateful to Him. That's what called pouring water, giving water to Him first. Before we start drinking water, first we should thank God. First you take, then I will take. एक पिताजी हैं, फादर जो हैं वो मार्केट से स्वीट खरीद के लाते हैं ना, बच्चे को देते हैं, बेटा ये स्वीट खाओ। 2 बच्चे हैं, 12 स्वीट में से एक बच्चा जो है 10 स्वीट पहले छीन लेता है, मैं ही खाऊंगा। और 10 जाके खाता है और फादर को बोलता है, क्यों इतना ही क्यों लेके आए, और नहीं लाना था क्या? दूसरा बच्चे के हिस्से में 2 पड़ता है, वो लेके जाता है फादर के पास। फादर को बोलते, फादर आप हमेशा हमारे लिए इतना करते हो, फर्स्ट यू टेक, है ना, देन आई विल टेक। फादर क्या करेगा? दोनों चाइल्ड हैं, दोनों ने फादर के साथ एक प्रकार का क्या किया? व्यवहार किया ना? दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस है? Father is not going to eat. Father will, no, my son, I have brought it for you. But he will get idea. about the son. He expects, every father is a person, he expects that my children should love me. Love me. I love you, you love me. You are loving everybody else, but not me. You got the point? I have given you everything, but you are not remembering me. Everything else came in your life later on. I was the original person. First, I was there in your life, and you have forgotten me. And then when your problem comes, then you come to me, oh my God. And then when you get everything, then you forget. And we get and forget. This is the called bhakti. This is called bhakti. When child, before eating, goes to the father and says, Father, you take first. Mother, you take first. This is called gratitude, natural gratitude, relation, love, feeling for each other. That inspires father to give more. Encourages father to give more. A child is always coming with complaint. इतना दे दिया फिर भी अरे क्या करते हैं आप, क्या किया आपने मेरे लिए? You see, children generally they have this mentality, isn't it? फादर कितना क्या किया आपने, ये तो आपका ड्यूटी था, आपने एहसान किया है क्या? तो तुम्हारा क्या ड्यूटी था? तेरा ड्यूटी यही था कि मेरे को ड्यूटी याद दिलाना. What is your duty? You get and forget. So that's why see Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is God. He is talking to us through Arjuna. He is talking to us through Arjuna. What he is saying? He is saying this point. He is expressing his feeling to all of us. He says, Mai asakta mana partha. Oh Partha, think of me. Remember me. Remember me. But he doesn't say to everybody. He says that this, I am going to tell you something very secret. Don't tell to everybody. What he says? Don't tell everyone. Why? He says because people will not accept it in proper mode. You know? So what secret he is telling? The simple secret, you should love me. What secret is? There is no other secret. Simple secret. He's telling that I want everyone to love me. I created all of you so that you all should love me. The parents create children for what? So that they should be with us always and we can exchange love with each other. Not that आप तुम बड़े हो गए अपना भूल गए चले गए कहीं और अपना दुनिया में बिजी हो गए मम्मी पापा अकेले हैं. No? Similarly, God has created us. Why he has created? He is telling all this so that we also remain happy in love with him and he will be encouraged to provide us everything if you remember him. That is called bhakti. Bhakti means remember him before you do. He's not telling that I will take away your food. अगर आप मेरे को भोग लगाओगे तो मैं सारा खा जाऊंगा, तुमको भूखे रहना पड़ेगा. ऐसे करते हैं नहीं. You go and offer food to him and he accepts it. Oh, very nice. Even if you don't offer, he will not say anything. Even if you don't offer. There is a real incident I will tell you. Real incident in our ISKCON temple. हमारे ISKCON टेम्पल में आप जाएंगे ना, बाहर खिचड़ी बढ़ता है हमेशा. एक व्यक्ति था, वो आया, नास्तिक था वो, लेकिन वो खिचड़ी अच्छा लगता था. वो लाइन में लग गया खिचड़ी, और वहां पे नियम था कि खिचड़ी देने से पहले एक माला जप करवाया जाएगा. तो खिचड़ी बांटने वाला बोला तुमको खिचड़ी चाहिए तो बैठो इधर एक माला जप करो. बोला नहीं मैं तो नास्तिक हूँ, मैं क्यों जप करूँगा? आई डोंट एक्सेप्ट गॉड, आई डोंट बिलीव इन गॉड. तो बोला तो नहीं बिलीव करते तो खिचड़ी नहीं मिलेगा, जाओ. वो बोला नहीं मैं तो खा के रहूँगा. ऐसे कैसे नहीं दोगे? बोला नहीं दूंगा, माला करो अड़ गया, रात हो गई, 8-9 बजे तक जिद पे अड़ा रहा, नहीं मैं खा के रहूंगा। बंद हो गया मंदिर, नहीं दिए खिचड़ी, चला गया। जो डिवोटी जब जाके सो गया, सपने में भगवान आए, बोले तुमने उसको खिचड़ी क्यों नहीं दिया? तो इसने बोला वो नास्तिक था, वो आपका नाम नहीं ले रहा था। भगवान बोले तुमको कब पता चला कि वो नास्तिक था? बोला वो खुद बोल रहा था, आज ही तो बोला उसने। बोला मुझे बचपन से पता है कि वो नास्तिक है, फिर भी मैं उसको खिलाता हूँ। So you should have given him food. So this is the heart of God. You see? But sometimes he is very heavy also. If someone breaks law, if you offend God, he will not mind. He will not mind. If you forget him, you abuse him, God doesn't mind. He doesn't take offense. His heart is like that. But if you transgress his law, if you transgress his law, and if you torture somebody else, you become aggressor. He has made some law for rule, governing rule for this world. How you should behave with each other, how you should deal, how dharma, this is called dharma. How husband should deal, wife should deal, how they should remain. He has made some rule for all of us so that we can even remain in this world peacefully. That also purpose is to make us peaceful. But when we don't care for that and we dominate, we become aggressor. We start, if I become powerful, God gives sometimes powers to us, money power, manpower, political power, he gives us. But when he gives us, then he expects something that we should use that power, not misuse that power. So if somebody misuses that power, then he punishes. Although they are his children, but he becomes angry. He punishes them. That's how God acts. And that punishment is called dukkha, suffering. I cannot explain you all the intricate of karma, laws of karma. अगर उसको मैं बताऊंगा तो आप पागल हो जाएंगे, आप विश्वास नहीं करेंगे कितना भयंकर है कर्म का सिद्धांत. वेरी वेरी डेडली. And he will not interfere. He will not interfere. He's like a judge. He becomes like a judge. He's no more father now. He's father, but now he's judge. He is taking position of a जज है. ठीक है. अब भौतिक संसार में अगर किसी का बेटा, अगर किसी जज है, उसका बेटा अगर क्राइम कर दिया तो उसका केस दूसरे जज के पास जाएगा. पर यहाँ पे भगवान के ही सारे बच्चे, दूसरा भगवान है नहीं, तो उन्हीं के कोर्ट में तो रहेगा सारा. सो ही हैज टू टेक डिसीजन एंड ही कैन नॉट फेवर एट दैट टाइम. नहीं, बिकॉज इफ ही बिकम्स lenient, उनको लगेगा भगवान के साथ पास जाके थोड़ा लड्डू पेड़ा चढ़ा देंगे और फिर अपना करते रहेंगे गड़बड़. होता है ना ऐसा. यू गॉट द पॉइंट. ऐसा नहीं चलता है भगवान के साथ. इज वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट. इफ यू हैव डन रॉन्ग यू विल बी पनिश्ड. You will be punished. There is no exception to his law. Only way you can reduce your punishment is accept your mistake and repent and correct yourself. That's the only way he can give you some rebate. Okay. Punishment का पर्पस था क्या? सुधारना. और अभी सुधर गया है तो अभी इसको कम कर दो, थोड़ा कम कर दो. मिलेगा लेकिन कम करके मिलेगा. बिकॉज इफ ही फुली फॉरगिव्स यू तो दूसरा व्यक्ति बोलेगा अरे आपने कैसे जज पे ब्लेम आ जाएगा. अपने लोगों के लिए तुमने तेरा नाम जप किया तो तूने छोड़ दिया उसको. तो ऐसा नहीं कि नाम जप करेंगे तो भगवान तो छोड़ दे, ही हैज टू आंसर एवरीबॉडी ना। आप उसको दो थप्पड़ मार के बैठ गए इस्कॉन में, हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम 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 हरे। तो भगवान तो सब जानते हैं, ही सेज आई नो एवरीथिंग। सो वो भी, मैं तो मूर्ति हूँ, मेरे नाम में कोई शक्ति नहीं है, मेरे नाम में कोई शक्ति नहीं, आपको कोई फायदा ही नहीं होगा नाम जप का। यू गॉट द पॉइंट? दैट्स व्हाई चैंटिंग समटाइम डजंट वर्क, मूर्ति समटाइम डजंट वर्क। व्हाई? बिकॉज यू आर ट्राइंग टू मिसयूज मूर्ति, यू आर ट्राइंग टू मिसयूज चैंटिंग। सो ही विल आल्सो बी, नहीं मैं तो मूर्ति हूँ। पाप तो उधर किया था, भगवान के सामने तो जप कर रहा हूँ। तो भगवान बोले मैं तो मूर्ति में थोड़ा रहता हूँ, मैं तो कहीं हुई नहीं, वहाँ नहीं था, यहाँ भी नहीं। तो हर जगह भगवान है, इसलिए जहाँ भी हम कुछ कर रहे हैं गलत तो हम उनको याद करें, नहीं प्रभु हैं यहाँ, हम कैसे, तो आपको हर जगह भगवान आपके साथ रहेंगे। इफ वी फॉलो हिज लॉ, द लॉ विच ही हैज मेड, then we will be happy in this world even if you don't remember him। चाहते हृदय से तो इच्छा है कि सब मुझसे प्रेम करें, लेकिन प्रेम के लिए आप किसी को फोर्स नहीं कर सकते ना। ठीक है, तुम लोग मेरे को प्रेम नहीं करना चाहते, कोई बात नहीं, कम से कम आपस में झगड़ा मत करो, शांति से रहो, है शांति से रहो, डोंट बिकम एग्रेसर, अदरवाइज यू विल बी पनिश्ड। So this is the teaching, very very deep meaning he says in Bhagavad Gita। तो जब हम इस बात को समझते हैं, then we can actually understand the purpose, the creator, how he has created the whole world, he is watching, he will be amazed। श्रीमद् भागवत में व्यास जी लिखते हैं कि हर जीव के हर कर्म का हिसाब भगवान रखते हैं, एक एक थॉट आप क्या सोचते हैं, एवरीथिंग रिकॉर्ड ही है, एवरीथिंग इज रिकॉर्डेड। अब लोग भगवान का ही काम है, गिनते रहते हैं क्या, और कोई काम नहीं है उनका, हमारा एक एक नाम गिनते कितना माला किया, वो रिकॉर्ड रखते होंगे क्या, हम ऐसे सोचते हैं। यू डू नॉट नो पावर ऑफ गॉड, यू डू नॉट नो। अरे आजकल एक इंसान ऐसा सॉफ्टवेयर बना देता है, अपने आप सब रिकॉर्ड रहता है कि नहीं? ऐसा सॉफ्टवेयर बना देगा, सारा रिकॉर्ड अपने आप जाता है, डाटा है ना, ऑनलाइन स्टोर होता रहता है क्लाउड में, है कि नहीं? सैटेलाइट ऊपर चल रहा है, डाटा ले रहा है सारा, वहाँ स्टोर हो रहा है, एनालिसिस भी चल रहा है, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस लगा दिया, एनालिसिस हो रहा है, रिपोर्ट आ रहा है अपने आप, ऑटोमेशन। एंड गॉड इज सो पावरफुल, जस्ट थिंक, एक इंसान इतना पावरफुल है, इतना कुछ कर सकता है, जस्ट इमेजिन द गॉड व्हाट ही कैन डू, हाउ पावरफुल ही इज, हाउ पावरफुल ही विल बी, जिसने क्रिएट किया इस संसार को। सो दैट गॉड, ही रिमेंबर्स एवरीथिंग, ही वाचिंग एवरीथिंग, बट ही विल नॉट इंटरफेयर इन योर लाइफ। दूर रहते हैं, ठीक है, आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा, he will not come to know that he is always there। But when you start interacting with him in bhakti, क्या भक्ति जब आप करने लगते, then he starts interacting with you, then you can feel him, then you can realize him। Otherwise मैं मूर्ति हूँ, ये तो मूर्ति है, इसका मूर्ति तोड़ देते हैं हिंदुओं का, तोड़ दो, है कि नहीं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, एक दिन तुमको भी तोड़ेंगे। इसलिए सबसे ज़्यादा मरते हैं मुसलमान दुनिया में, आप देखना, हिंदू कम मरते हैं, मुसलमान ज़्यादा मरते हैं। वो थोड़ा मारेंगे लेकिन ज़्यादा मरेंगे, बिकॉज कर्मा, यू कैनॉट अवॉइड कर्मा, यू हैव टू सफर, है ना। दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, दैट वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड और वी शुड लव गॉड। दैट्स व्हाट कृष्णा सेज इन भगवद गीता, यू स्टार्ट लविंग मी एंड यू स्टार्ट रिमेंबरिंग मी। एंड लव मीन्स व्हाट, लव का मतलब ये है, प्रभुपाद जी कहते थे, लव, हस्बैंड आया विदेश से वाइफ कहती आई लव यू आई लव यू आई लव यू, तो हस्बैंड बोलता है ओके दैट्स राइट, एक गिलास पानी लाओगी, ओ दैट आई कैन डू बट आई लव यू। सिमिलरली हस्बैंड है ना, आई लव यू आई लव यू, और वाइफ बीमार है, ओ दैट आई डोंट हैव टाइम बट आई लव यू, इसको लिप सर्विस। So love means what? Love means understanding person's need, interest, concerns and expectations and trying to serve him. That is called love. Unless you don't know the person, how can you love him? First, I know what are your need, then only I can serve you. Love means service. Simple. Love means service. But to serve, first I have to know you. If I don't understand, how will I serve you? What is your problem? I don't know. And I am serving you. आपको चाहिए पानी, मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ दूध, दूध से तो प्यास नहीं बुझेगी। First I should ask you, sir, what do you want? What do you like? So that's why we read Bhagavad Gita, to understand what need, interest, concerns and expectations God has from us. And accordingly we mold our life. Accordingly we shape our life. And he doesn't want anything for himself. हम भगवान एक ऐसे व्यक्ति है जिनको किसी चीज की कमी, सबसे आसान अगर किसी से प्रेम करना है तो भगवान से, डिमांड बहुत कम है, बहुत कम डिमांड है। पत्रम पुष्पम फलम तोयम जो मैं भक्ति अपेक्षित, एक पत्ता प्रेम से चढ़ा दो, उसी में मैं खुश हो जाता हूँ। प्रेम जरूरी है लेकिन भक्ति अपेक्षित। सो इज वेरी इजी बिकॉज ये एक कंगाल व्यक्ति को प्रेम करना बहुत कठिन है, कितना भी दोगे बोलेगा नहीं, कम है कि नहीं? लेकिन जिसके पास सब कुछ है उसको कुछ चाहिए नहीं आपसे, he has everything, so what he needs from you? Nothing. He doesn't need anything, so he just कुछ हमसे मांगते हैं तो वो हमें अवसर देते हैं कुछ देने का, उनको एक्सचेंज, क्या एक्सचेंज, बट दैट एक्सचेंज में उस वस्तु का वैल्यू नहीं है, क्या आप दे रहे हैं उसका वैल्यू नहीं, किसका वैल्यू है? जो फीलिंग, जिस भाव से आप दे रहे, भक्त्या, उसका वैल्यू। So that's why we should love Krishna and we should try to serve him, and service means we should know him, what he wants from us, what he expects from us. The first thing Krishna expects from us is what? That we should be happy. कोई माता पिता क्या चाहते हैं? बच्चे खुश रहे, यही चाहते हैं ना? माता पिता क्या चाहते हैं? बच्चे खुश रहे हमेशा। तो सबसे पहला चीज व्हाट गॉड वांट्स इज दैट वी शुड बी हैप्पी, बट उनको पता है कि मेरे साथ रहेगा तो खुश रहेगा, इसलिए बोलते हैं मेरे साथ रहो। यू गॉट द पॉइंट? जैसे माँ होती है, बच्चे को हमेशा चाहती है अपनी आंखों के सामने रहे, क्यों? ताकि उसकी निगरानी कर सके, उसको देख रेख कर सके, दूर जाएगा तो कुछ एक्सीडेंट हो जाएगा। अब बच्चा सोचता है माँ अपने कंट्रोल में रखना चाहती है, ऐसा थोड़े होता है। यू गॉट द पॉइंट? Because he doesn't understand the feeling of the mother. Which is why God wants that we should always be with him, remember him, hear from him his advice, so that we should be on right track and then we are protected. If you do go on the wrong track, even though he is God, he has to punish you. So he doesn't want to punish you, therefore he is telling you, listen me. Otherwise you will be punished. With a heavy heart, I have to punish you. So that's why this message very important, we should understand. Thank you so much. I will stop here. Hare Krishna. And best way to love Krishna, he doesn't want anything. He says, just chant my name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. And with love. अगर कुछ पैसा नहीं भी है तो इतना तो है कि हरे कृष्णा कर सकते हो, है कि नहीं? टाइम देना पड़ेगा, लेकिन क्या टाइम देना पड़ेगा? सब कुछ दे सकते हैं, टाइम नहीं देंगे, है ना? वो कहानी एक राजा की याद आ गई मेरे को। राजा था, बहुत एक साधु आया उसके पास, वो बोला कि आपके साथ में गीता भागवत चर्चा करना चाहता हूँ। तो बोला नहीं नहीं, टाइम नहीं है, बहुत बिजी हूँ मैं, आप और कुछ ले लो, जमीन ले लो, जायदाद ले लो, पैसा ले लो, टाइम मत मांगो। बोला नहीं, मैं टाइम चाहिए आपका, मुझे ये सब नहीं चाहिए, पैसा नहीं चाहिए, पैसा वैसा तो सब छोड़ दिया है, तो पैसा क्यों मांगूंगा भाई, साधु को पैसा क्यों चाहिए है? साधु को पैसा क्यों चाहिए? वो तो पैसा कमाना होता तो नौकरी छोड़ता है। तो क्या चाहिए? आपका समय चाहिए ताकि आपको सन्मार्ग पर ले जा सके, हैं? समय चाहिए, एजुकेशन के लिए टाइम देना पड़ता है ना। कोई भी कोर्स आप करते हो, चाहे एमटेक बीटेक जो भी, तो टाइम देते हो ना। उसी तरह से भक्ति का भी कोर्स होता है, उसके लिए टाइम देना पड़ता है, थोड़ा समय दे निकालना चाहिए। तो ये टाइम देना, जब करने के लिए थोड़ा टाइम देना चाहिए, है ना। भगवान ने हमें 24 घंटे दिए, है ना। तो जीएसटी के हिसाब से भी देखें तो कितना परसेंट हो गया है? जीएसटी कितना परसेंट है? 18%। तो कितना हो गया? 24 का 18% कितना हो गया? 4 घंटे। तो 4 घंटे तो देना ही चाहिए भगवान को, नहीं तो छापा पड़ेगा, ईडी का छापा पड़ेगा, फिर ज्यादा देना पड़ेगा। हाँ, 5% का भी आ गया है, वो भी अच्छा है। चलो, मतलब गरीब लोगों के लिए कम हो जाता है थोड़ा, है ना। मतलब जो बहुत बिजी हैं वो गरीब हो गए ना, टाइम के हिसाब से सुपर बिजी हो चुके हैं, ऑलरेडी फंस चुके हैं, तो उनको भगवान के ठीक है चलो 5% है, 5% भी निकालेंगे तो कितना हो गया? 1.5 घंटे तो हुआ ना। 1 घंटे तो निकालिए, डेली 1 घंटे। सो यू कैन चैंट एटलीस्ट 7-8 राउंड्स हरे कृष्ण, है ना। थैंक यू।